Well, I think that if you exclude with talking about anything, you're doing an injustice. You have to have an open mind. You have to talk about things. That's not a problem. Contrary to the belief of some people in this room, I never have advocated a sales tax. I put one out on a proposal in a bill along with, which is now Congressman Schrader and Senator Deckert, Senator Morris, Representative Berger, Representative Jensen, and myself. And what it was is we sent it into a committee. And what we did was had a proposal to talk about it. This proposal, if you made anywhere from $10,000 to $185,000, was less taxes for you. Now, the last time I checked, Republicans are supposed to do that. We're supposed to see if we can do things better. We're supposed to see if we can cut your taxes. We discussed it. We had some focus groups. And let me give you a recap of it. Capital gains, 50% cut. Estate tax, doubling the credit. $25,000 homestead exemption on your property tax. 40% reduction, almost, in your personal income tax. How did it poll? 80-20. 80% against, 20% for. Why did it poll? Wasn't the tax. It's a lack of trust in your government. And the retort was, what's stopping you from going back and raising the income tax? What's stopping you from going back and taking away my homestead exemption? I don't trust government. That's the problem in this state. They don't trust government. They never will until we show them that we are good stewards of their money.
Everyone wants jobs. How do you create them with no money? Give one positive suggestion.
Sure. What you do is you allow businesses in the state of Oregon that have full-time employees that are paying over $10 an hour plus benefits, $1,000 credit per year per employee. The next thing you do is you allow people that pay those similar wages, that hire new people, have a $1,500 credit per year when they hire people permanent and full-time. You're not going to get it by putting a sales tax on business like some people in this room have supported. That was in 66, 67. It's not going to work. The only thing that worked on that was we ended up with less revenue. And I'll tell you why. It was kind of befuddling to some people in Salem because they said, we don't understand this. The corporate income is up, yet our revenue is down. Well, they did exactly what any business will do. They're going to lay off people in order to make a profit. And that's exactly what they did. That's why our revenue is down, because we have less people working. The profits are okay with business because they did the appropriate cuts. And unfortunately, our people paid for that. I think that this whole campaign, this whole session, this upcoming sessions we're going to have, it's a lot about character and integrity. We have to have statesmen. We have to have people that work across the aisle. We have to have people that will build consensus instead of, like Doc said, yell and scream at one another. That's the only way Oregon's going to come out of this. We have to look into our local businesses for job retention and expansion of their businesses. We have to revamp our government, prioritize it, fund it accordingly and fund it well, but the stuff on the end, we have to have the political will to cut it off. That's going to be the big question. Do we have the backbone in Salem to do the walk when we talk the talk? That's going to be the real question. We have to fund our education, and I voted against the education budget because I didn't enjoy taking the K-12 system and shortening it $250 million, just like the people who voted for it did. That's a shame, but that's what we did. We had ways where we could have funded everything from the 2007 level. but that was rejected. And it's too bad. Because, you know, when you sit down and talk about things, we have different ideas, different approaches, but you know something? When we get together as a Southern Oregon delegation twice a month in that building when we're in Salem, we come up with some pretty doggone good ideas for Southern Oregon. Because all of a sudden then, we aren't Republicans, we aren't Democrats, we're Southern Oregonians. And that's the way things should work out. I would like to comment on a couple things that has been said here. We talk about how business-friendly Oregon is. ALEC, which is the American Legislative Executive Council, is rated as 41st out of 50. Perception is reality. If people perceive that Oregon is bad for business, they're not going to come here. They're not going to put up with the land use. They're not going to put up with 11% personal income tax on their executives. They just aren't going to do it. We need to change the way we do business in the state of Oregon. And if everyone is so great on the approval rating of what we're doing as government, why does Congress have an 11% approval rate? 11%. That's atrocious. We need to send people to Salem that understand what needs to be done, but more importantly, have the backbone to do what needs to be done. This will not be a pretty session, but I'll tell you what, folks, it's going to be a very necessary one for not only you, your kids, but your grandkids as well.
Thank you.